Right, so we've just had some general elections. What's the deal? What's the deal now?
The deal is that today resulted in something that's been pretty catastrophic for people who believe in getting a fair vote and getting people's voices heard. And that's because we have a system here called first past the post. And most of the people who voted today didn't get the chance to have their voices heard.
Right.
And that's resulted in what seems to be an incredibly slim Tory minority. So they've just pipped past the amount that they need to command a majority in the government.
Right.
And for anybody who cares about things like the NHS, that's a really bad day.
How do you feel?
I personally feel incredibly angry that we've got a brilliant country, that we have a wonderful history, and yet we creak on with this absolutely out of date, out of touch, ineffective system that returns people to Parliament that most people don't want. We have a brilliant country, and yet we let ourselves down with our electoral system.
Sorry, go on. Yeah, sorry.
Should people in positions of power be independently tested for psychiatric issues like delusions of grandeur, narcissistic personality disorder, and sociopathic tendencies?
Who would make that decision? What sort of body would you suggest should be the arbiter?
The body that regulates pesticides testing.
Well, we have a few problems with things like pesticides, obviously, and the European Union rules against things.
Because you're a green, right?
That's right. The European Union rules against things, and then parks even in our country decide to use them. But when it would be absolutely fantastic to say that we should arbitrate against psychopathy, because we'd lose most of the MPs. That's great.
Thank you. No, that's great. That's great. Yeah, another question.
I'm just a nobody, so that's great.
We're all just nobodies.
We've all got one vote.
We've all got one vote, and they don't count.
Yeah. Having said that, do you ever question your own sanity?
I do, because I'm doing this interview, but the reason that I don't need to question my sanity is because I'm questioning it. So like all people who are essentially unhinged, you're okay because you're questioning it. Do you know what you need to worry about? People who don't question it. How do you feel about sanity?
I don't really know, to be honest. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, you could be insane yourself.
I might be. I mean, yeah, I guess we should all go through some testing.
We could do self-assessments. Do you think?
We could do.
So what?
Wouldn't it be wonderful to see the self-assessments of all the leaders of the parties?
Well, it'd be like handwriting analysis, wouldn't it? You could tell a lot about somebody, and you can make all sorts of judgments by what colour pen they used. Or you know, where they marked the page. I think that would be great fun. And in fact, we could just get rid of first past the post and just make electoral decisions based on self-assessments. I think that's a good idea. I like you a lot.
Do you have any other questions?
Where does money come from?
Trees, I find. Trees.
If we lived in a society not based on money, would you do this job if you weren't getting paid? I imagine you're getting paid a lot to be like a party member.
That's a tough decision because we've established that I've got to assess myself for insanity. I would swap. I would buy pesticides and I'd flog it back. I'd flog it back to like GlaxoSmithKline at a profit. That's what I do. What would you do?
Probably to AstraZeneca.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, same thing, but just AstraZeneca.
I really enjoyed your questions, and for me, this interview has proven that you're not going anywhere near Natalie.
Oh, come on.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys.
Natalie,
Why are you protecting her?
It's not going to happen.
Come on.
No,
Natalie.
Natalie, we've come all the way.
Come on, there's got to be a comedy. Are you into comedy, Natalie? Are you into comedy?